Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Great Lakes Large Scale Train Expo. We are here with Ken at the K&R Electronics. And how are you doing today, Ken?
I'm doing terrific.
And so, could you show us some of your product today?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we're one of the premier electronics company that designs custom electronics for model railroading. All the gauges are handled here at K&R. So I do everything from end gauge on up to backyard railroads, which is the 7-inch gauge rails as well.
Wow.
So I manufacture devices like this here.
All right. Oh, wow.
Here. You can.
Yeah, I'll edit it out.
Cut. You'll see the operation, and I'll come out front.
Yep.
And we have electronics that go from very simple, flasher units that flashes the lights back and forth. You gotta have a relay on there. You have to have this relay, but this relay will support, motor drives and all that. And this is kind of just an on-off thing, and it can be triggered with our sensors. We have a whole group of sensors, such as laser beams, which nobody uses, and then the standard, like Arduino type cross-track sensors, which is limited to only that portion of the track that you have it across. Whereas the laser beam, I can do half mile with that, with a laser beam. So yeah, we got all kinds of sensors, current sensors, AC and DC sensors, so it's kind of cool. What I wanted to show you is my crossing gates. We even build these things here.
Oh, wow.
And it comes in pieces. You can buy it in pieces. So you're not paying, $700 for something that you're going to go, what am I going to do with this? You can buy it in pieces and build it up. There's threaded pipe that allows you to stick other things on this. Like, for example, this would go up here, obviously,
right
on the pipe. Then what we do is we have these parts, like, for example, just the disc alone. The disc all by itself, that's the hardest thing to get. We laser cut these to fit on 4-inch PVC. So if you want to do your own PVC pipe and your own lens, go ahead. If you want to do, the disc, go ahead. But that's hard to do because I used to do it without having the benefits of a laser cutter. So these are all cut on laser beams. See, it's really helpful. And it's all remotely controlled. I have a remote control here, hopefully.
There you go. Oh, wow.
And when you go by, you can hit the button and off she goes.
That is cool.
The range on this is like maybe 150 feet. More than enough when you're approaching an intersection, unless you're doing one of those high-speed Japanese speed trains, then you got a problem. But yeah, so like I said, you can buy them in pieces. You can buy, this happens to be a double-sided, so it's got lights on both sides. This one's single-sided. And I got it piecemealed here on the price list. Okay, let's go over to our next demonstration.
Okay.
Which is HO. I have an HO setup here, but this controller card can be used with any scale railroad. Just as you get bigger and more current draw requirements, you have to have relays and other things that will assist it in working with these other things, which we can do. We can build a box for you. If you say you have an intersection with no turn on red and or whatever, on green, only turn on green, whatever you have, we can set up the traffic lights to correspond with the crossing gates so that when the crossing gates go down, the street lights turn to red in proper sequence. So if it's green on one side, it doesn't go to red like most of them do. It goes green, yellow, then red. So the kids in the back seat aren't up at the windshield. Okay. And then you can interface it with other things like the sound card. We got a sound card here that's pretty cool. This is the controller card, and you can see I'm selecting from one of these trigger pins the bell sound. I got all these are bell sounds. I got different type bells. And if you go to my website, you could download the audio tracks to multiple bells and put that on the sound card, which this one doesn't have an SD card, but it's got enough memory where you just see that USB, plug it into your computer and drag and drop. It's so easy. So you can put any kind of bell sound you want. So if you got a more modern railroad, you want something that sounds a little more modern. If you want an older radio layout, then get something a little bit older put up there.
Right.
Now, our sensors, this is a good demonstration of our sensors. We have laser in use here. What we're doing is I got a transmitter here.
Okay.
And we come all the way down here to the mirror, and you probably could see the red light in the mirror, but it's invisible, it's infrared, but the camera might pick it up. And this is the receiving part right here. Now, let's watch the street lights and this intersection all at the same time.
Okay.
And I'll show you when I block the laser beam. We're green,
okay,
and we're gonna block the laser beam, which goes this entire distance here. If I block it down here, so I can have any distance on approach. And even when the train stops in the middle, it should stay down. I'm letting it get through my fingers. But this is the most realistic, well actually it's the only fully realistic intersection controller on the market today. And it's cheaper than most, and it's only one module for everything you need to do. Everything is right here. And it has calibrate functions for up, down, start, stop. It's got a number of things that you can adjust with these buttons here. So you can go into calibrate mode and calibrate your laser, calibrate your different things. Another product that we make is the Electrofrog kit. Most old railroads have, like HO, have the Atlas plastic frogs. And this is a number 9, I think, switch. And usually those are used in freight yards, and in freight yards you're probably going pretty slow. Now, so what happens is as you're going slow, the wheels don't make contact and it stalls. What you can do is you can turn it into this, which is a metal frog. So I have a little kit. It's like $2.
Wow.
And you could do like 5 or 6 of them if you're really careful with the, the supplies I give you.
Right.
You skimp on them, and it'll still work. You don't have to worry about having enough. Another thing that I build in electronics is controllers for large scale and even dead track. If you got HO dead track pieces, require some kind of control. You can either get your power from the track, or you can get it from batteries in a tender or in a boxcar behind it. Or like this, has its own set of batteries in it. So what this does is it allows me to go. This is the whole controller. Look at how small it is.
Right.
This has sound. It has lights. It has variable speed control. This is probably the most compact, well, it is the most compact. Nobody's making them this small. So that's why I say these can fit in O gauge, and up, because there's extra electronics in here for the power requirements. So I have to put a little bit larger transistors in there to make this thing work. What I did was I went and looked for Wi-Fi connections, and I found the name that I named this particular engine. I can do up to 99 engines on this software, and I can consist as well. So if I got a train that's like 50 cars long, which is really cool to be pulling that much weight behind you, you end up with a pusher maybe at the back, and the pusher needs to be synchronized with the the front, the pulling, so you're not squishing or pulling cars apart.
Right.
And you can consist with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my software here. I'm going to make sure I'm connected. It's gathering information. My Subaru, that's what this is called, is there. I'm going to manage it, and I'm going to turn it on, and now I've got full control of this engine. Wherever it is on the track. Like I said, this has got big distance because I'm using Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi goes quite a bit further than the little RC controllers. And the RC controllers doesn't have this feature. So let's go through the features. Let's see, what else? Now, I put that sound of air release, meaning that the tanks are filled with air, I put that sound in. If you go online to K&R Electronics.com, you will find a plethora of sound files that you can mix and match and put on the sound card that goes in this little controller. It has a sound card in it. So you don't like my engine? You want a bigger engine? You want steam engine? This will work with steam as well, with the chuffs and everything. So I have it all figured out. If you got a new thing that it needs to do, let me know.
Okay.
And I'll get it going. I would run the engine up. Unfortunately, I don't have any track to run it on. What's nice about this is Wi-Fi. If you're building your track and you got a gondola with gravel in it, you know, ballast. Ballast. We don't call it gravel. God. Gravel. Ballast. You can send it down to the guys at the other end of the track, fill it up, and bring it back. I've been pulling passengers with this for a couple years now. Developed the software, got all the safety features in it. There's nothing that I missed on safety features, like if you drop your phone, so it has a sensor. If you shake it hard enough, it'll shut everything down. So it means you dropped the phone.
Oh.
Other features are if you lose power. If you lose power, there's on the amplifier that I have in there, you have a charging port for your phone, so you can plug your phone in there. If these go dead, the main batteries inside go dead, then you're not going to charge your phone. You're not going anywhere anyway, so who cares?
Right, right.
So that makes sense. So that is, again, I've thought this through so well. If there's something that I missed, I would like to know about it. I don't think so. But like I say, I belong to a number of clubs, Michigan, Great Lakes, Mid-Michigan track, I've been there. I've been to a lot of tracks up in Michigan. Yeah, I know this thing works great. I haven't had a problem with it at all. For those who think this size gauge modeling is expensive, you can buy these smaller engines like this. You don't have to spend a lot of money, like $20,000, $30,000 for the steam engines that you see here at the show. Even $10,000 is a lot of money to be spending. You can get something like this. It's called a Subaru. And this particular engine, I think he's got for about $3,500.
Wow.
Which is awesome. So you can get into it at $3,500. Then you can decorate it with, things that you want, your logo and stuff like that. Now, I was talking about the little box that controls this engine. And what I have here, let me power down my engine. If you look in there, that's where the box is. I don't know if you can, let me get out of the light.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Yep, that's that little box. And the amplifier that I sell has a charging port on it. So you could charge, like when I'm in a stationary position here, I could charge up my Android phone. So that gives you a couple more features that, I have built into it that I know I needed. You can decorate your Subaru with things. These are all extra parts that I put on there.
All right. Sounds good, and I thank you for this interview.
Okay.
All right.